Hey guys, so on today's episode, I am driving to El Paso. Just finished up a radiation appointment out here in Lubbock. I stay out here during the week normally, so I can just do it since it's every day versus staying in Clovis and driving. It's like 100 miles one way, so no reason to drive every day if I have a place to stay, which is convenient. Prior, when I did my LT2 intake manifold, for some reason the bolts I had were a little bit longer, and I was noticing that the car was acting weird, so it had a boost leak, which I had to think about, a vacuum leak, because not necessarily a boost leak, because it wouldn't stay running. And that's why I had that issue prior with it not wanting to stay on when I did that first start in one of the last videos. The bolt was just slightly too long, so it wasn't clamping down on the intake to give it enough pressure. Ended up figuring out what the right size was. It's about an 85 millimeter. You can use an 80 millimeter with a washer, or you could use like a 90 millimeter with like 3 washers, or you can grind down a 90 millimeter a little bit, and it'll be good. So I was trying to figure this out and why it was having an issue. And the issue ended up being the bolts were too long. They bottomed out in the head. Well, on my driver's side head, I did the torque sequence, so I started in the middle, and I was like, okay, cool. I'm trying to tighten it down, like what the heck? I wasn't using a torque wrench for this because it still could move a little bit. I went to grab the torque wrench, so I was like, okay, let's make sure that these things are good. And lo and behold, my torque wrench is broken for some reason, or somebody dropped it. It wasn't me, but the settings are off. I was using a manual one where it has that little bar thing, and I was like, okay, cool, I'm way over the torque, these should be good, and so I grabbed mine to see, because the one I was using didn't have enough length, and it was hitting everything, just for the size, and then because it was the little bar, so it was stationary instead of being able to actually ratchet, and I grabbed mine, and I tried to do it a little bit, and then next thing I know, I snapped the bolt in the head. So today's road trip is me driving to El Paso, about 5 hours there and 5 hours back. This guy's selling a set of heads out there, and I'm very keen on making sure I'm getting the right stuff, so I don't necessarily completely trust on certain things. Little things, yeah, I'll have somebody ship to me, but bigger items like a head that could get damaged, or he could just take my money and not send it. Obviously there's insurance and there's coverage, but I'd rather just take the time out of my day and go enjoy a drive. So yeah, you guys will see a little bit of that. I'll record the head once I grab it, and then I'll do a little bit of talking once I pick it up afterwards, and then the drive back. So it should be a good day, and I'll try to get some driving footage for you guys. All right, see you guys in a little bit. So ended up getting the heads after a little bit of complication with the car and the front splitter getting messed up. This would be all part of that. So to recap on what happened with the heads and on that road trip, ended up having to get a new splitter, and I should have showed you guys that prior. If not, here's a little picture of what happened and everything on the way out there. But ended up getting a new splitter, so thank God. And I'm in the process right now of riveting on the bracket. Only one of them broke, so but it's still not hard. I already did, everything was already pretty much lined up, so should be good to go. But I'll do one of these really quick for you guys. There it is. It's pretty simple. straightforward. Yeah, I'll show you guys step by step a little bit for this. So I got the splitter in my hand. It's all unwrapped right now. And the next step, well, I kind of skipped because the car already has these spots drilled out. But I drilled these prior to throwing it on the car because it's already drilled on the bumper. I didn't feel like doing it. So I gotta throw this under there, but prior to putting this on completely, I need to actually clean down the surface right here with some alcohol, and I'll get to that really quick. So you got the prep pad right here, no big deal, nothing crazy. Down that area. So yeah, you guys can see that I'm just wiping down the bottom side. Nothing crazy at all. So we know it's on there. Possibly, who knows if it's gonna actually come off. But yeah, you guys get the gist of it. Stop. Finally got the stupid thing on. I just gotta rivet it now. There's 4 rivets that I gotta do up front right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I already drilled the holes prior. But yeah, so I gotta rivet. I'll do that, and then everything will be good. So I got the new splitter back on, and yeah, all just because I needed some heads and I didn't feel like shipping them. Oh well. New video for you guys. So finally pulling apart the heads after everything that happened with on the way to pick up the heads, but they're pretty clean, and I'm just removing the valves right now. This was the other one. They don't look too bad. Pretty decent gunk on them, but either way, I'm not really worried about all of that because these heads are going to end up getting sent off and get imported by one of my good friends, Caesar Tells. So everything's going to be new. The only thing is they're going to have stock intake valves, but they're going to have upgraded exhaust valves, upgraded springs, all that stuff. So, but yeah, I'll let you guys see the heads once everything's cleaned up. Well, not cleaned up necessarily because that will be a little while from now, but once I pull all these, I'll show you guys again once they're all pulled out. Alright, so got these heads cleaned up, and well, for the best part that I could do with what I have cleaned up. So you guys can see how these look after being used. I didn't really clean that up because it just didn't make sense. But yeah, so there you guys have it. Can't wait to get these sent off, get ported by Caesar, who ported my intake manifold, and by the time this is done, the car will be a totally different monster because it's not the only thing happening. So stay tuned, and if you guys have any questions or concerns or comments or even suggestions of what you guys would like to see next on the car or happen to the car, just let me know. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed.